Hi, today I'm going to do one of my signature looks, and it's the Kitten eyeliner. So it's a really nice eyeliner that sort of flicks out at the outer corners. It's just a really nice look if you are going out in the evening, and you can just sort of add it on top of your normal day makeup. It's quite a quick and easy way to make a day makeup suddenly look really glamorous. So I've already got some makeup on. I have some foundation on, and I also have some blush on. I've used Chanel Tweed Pink, which is a nice fresh pink. I've also used a little bit of brow pencil, and I've used MAC Lingering eyebrow pencil, and I've used one of the sheer YSL lipsticks, and this is number 16. It's a really nice pinky shade with a little bit of shimmer to it. So onto the liner. Now you can do it with liquid liner obviously, but it is very tricky with liquid liner, and also you get quite a hard edge. I quite like using the creamier types of eyeliners. My two favourites are the Suq Creamy Eyeliner, which comes with a brilliant brush, a little retractable brush, but it's a really good shape. And I also like MAC Fluid Line, which again is just really creamy. And I use that one. If I'm doing quite a thick line, which I am going to today, I'll use something like a 311 brush, which is quite long, gives you like quite a lot of flexibility. So I'm going to start. I'm just going to clip my hair back. So dip into the pot with your brush, and then on the back of your hand just work the product in a little bit. You want it to be nice and creamy, and also you want to coat the brush really evenly and shape the brush as well, so you're starting with a nice clean shape to the brush. Now the main thing to remember is you want it as close to the eyelashes as possible. You don't want to end up with a line with a strip of flesh in between the lashes and the line. It just looks really horrible. It looks naff, and it doesn't really define the eyes. So I'm going to start. Now if you can, rest your elbow on something. So I'm just resting my elbow on a tissue box here, just to give you a nice steady hand. Make sure you don't curl your eyelashes before or put your mascara on, because you want to get as close to those roots as possible, and curled lashes will get in the way. So I'm going to start sort of around the centre, and you're just starting to get the liner in between the roots of the lashes. Doesn't matter if it's not a good line, you just want to get that coverage really, so you don't have that gap, a horrible gap. If you do that all the way along, really push it into the roots of the lashes. When you step back, you can see that there's absolutely no flesh in between, and that way then you can start working on the line and smoothing it a lot more. So I'm just going to go along now from the inner corner. I'm going to do a really inner corner when my eyes open, but I'm just going to start. You can just sort of build it up really slowly. And when you get towards the outer corner, you want to think about where you want the flick to go. So look straight ahead in the mirror with your eyes open, and then draw up from the bottom here. So where your sort of lower lash line joins the corner of your eye, you want to draw up from there, roughly in the shape that you'd like it to go. So you can see I've got a perfect line there. It's just as kind of guidance. It's a rough guidance line. Then once you've got that line in place, you can start to fill in that gap, and it's sort of like drawing a triangle. You want to kind of fill this gap in here from the top of the line to meet up with the rest of the line that you've already drawn. So you're filling in this triangle shape here. Then pull your eyelid up, so you can see now you've got your good triangle shape there. Now you can just start smoothing. So with small strokes, just sort of smoothing your edge along. And then to finish off, look straight ahead, and to do the inner corner, do it with your eyes open. You want it quite thin, but also you want to get into that sort of inside bit as well, because otherwise that can look like a horrible strip of flesh. You want to sort of get inside there. So that's roughly the shape. And then if you've got time, you can spend a bit more time sort of smoothing those edges, and that's the wonder of using a cream. If you had your liquid, it gets harder and harder. So now you just want to step back and look at yourself in the mirror straight on, and just make sure that that flick is going up at quite a nice angle. Also, it's nicely filled in so that when your eyes are open, you can actually see the effect. Because the worst thing you can do, sometimes the line's too thin, you do a little flick, you open your eyes, it sort of looks like nothing. You want to get that really cat-like effect. So just check. And if you need to, while you're looking straight ahead, just sort of thicken up any areas that you think, actually, that could go a little bit thicker there, or even that could come out a little bit. And you can also check as well, when you pull back, for any little bits of flesh that you haven't filled in. You can just go along and dot those lashes. Now, before you start the other eye, the first thing you need to do is to get your angles right, because what you mainly see with this kind of eyeliner is that somebody has a flick going up one way and the other eye it's sort of going down in another direction. That's really, it's quite hard to achieve it exactly right, but the tip is look straight ahead. So just really study, and then just draw for the lower lash line at the same angle as the other side, your little guidance line, and you can use that to follow, and then continue with the rest of the liner. So once you've got it on both eyes, again, step back, because interestingly enough, sometimes when it looks like it's totally perfect straight when your eyes are closed, when you open your eyes, one can look wobbly or both can look wobbly, and this is because of the way the skin on your eyelid sort of pulls when your eyes open. So you might have to sort of finish off just by looking straight ahead with your eyes open, and you'll see where there's certain areas that maybe you have to fill in a bit more, that because obviously you want it to look good when your eyes are open. So that's the best way to finish off. If you do have any mishaps, like one side does look completely different, and don't forget that eyes aren't completely symmetrical, so it's never going to be so symmetrical because eyes normally aren't anyway, but you need it to be pretty symmetrical. And if you have had a mishap and one slightly further down, just take a cotton bud, put some eye makeup remover on the end and really sort of twist it so it's got hardly any on at all. And then you can just, by rolling the cotton bud, you can just take off the edge. So if you need to lift one side, maybe one side's a bit higher, just take off the sort of the lower section, but just make sure this has got hardly any on at all. And then that's pretty much it. Obviously you can do it in any colour you like. Violets and purples look amazing on green eyes and brown eyes, and bronzy colours, browns look amazing on blue eyes, and black's very traditional, but you can do it in many different colours. So the next thing to do is to curl your eyelashes, and finally put your mascara on. And because we've got our liner right down in between our lashes, we also want our mascara to be there as well. And this is something I do go on about a lot, but you need that mascara right down in the roots of the lashes, because we want to get maximum definition down there to complement our Kitten eyeliner. So lots down right at the roots before you go ahead and finish off. And I'm using a black false lash effect mascara by Max Factor. Now you can put plenty on, because especially those outer corners, you want it to mimic the liner. You can also put fake lashes on, especially on the outer corner, because it looks really lovely with liner. So that's the finished look. I put mascara on top and bottoms. It does take a bit of practice. If you're not used to using this kind of liner, it is tricky. I think the creamy one's the best way to start, because you can always work your way up to the liquids later when you're a bit more skilled. So just remember, get that liner as close to the lashes as possible, practically in between the lashes to start, and also make sure you sort of measure out where your angle is going to be and go for that triangle at the corner to really give your eyes a good cat look. If you make a mistake, use a cotton bud and have fun with it. I hope that was helpful.